What's going on, everybody? Today, I'm going to run through why I think this RS 1.0 is the best value for entering into on-road racing. I'll blabber a little bit and I'll run through how we're going to spec it out, the original parking lot racing. So stay tuned. I figured this is the best value to get into on-road racing. I looked over every kit out there. I considered going Tamiya, the TT02. You can do spec class racing with an inexpensive Tamiya. You can go the other route, just get something higher end, but it's gonna run you at least $500-600 and up. These guys come in at about $200 US. You can find them for as low as $165. Some of the Chinese sites. A-Main has these at $199, and because of that price point, comes in at about $270 Canadian. I feel like it's the best value. You really can't beat it. So it's a mishmash of parts from the parts bin at Yokomo. Essentially like a BD7, BD10 parts. I think there's some BD9 stuff in here. When you're ordering spare parts, the arms, the knuckles and everything, some of it's, BD10 back here, BD9 up here. So pretty easy to find all the parts though. I had no problems when I ordered the first kit. I ordered up a spare set of front arms, things that may break, some steering knuckles, just some odds and ends that when you tap the boards in the front end, you may break some stuff up here. But the build quality of this thing is exceptional. I understand that it's not the high-end Yokomo, the current model. I understand for all the on-road snobs out there. Yeah, it's got plastic shocks. They are smooth plastic shocks, though, I might add. The build quality, as I said, is extremely good. You cannot go wrong with purchasing a Yokomo of any kind. So you've got a belt tensioner back here, and you can adjust via some spring-loaded cams in the diffs back here. There's some little springs that go inside in the cams in here with some balls, indent balls, so you can just undo the screws up here and rotate the cam and tension the belt, get them tuned exactly how you want, which is extremely nice. The steering belt cranks are plastic, that carbon resin filled plastic, high-end plastics. By no means is it that Tamiya sort of TT02 quality plastic. It's definitely your higher end plastics. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but it is true, and you know what I mean if you've assembled a higher end race kit versus something a little lower end from Tamiya. But this is a base model entry into the racing world. At $199 American, I can't find anything that can compete with it, to be honest. And I'm excited. Now, I just finished the build, so I haven't got the wheels on yet or anything, and I haven't even tried it. So I really don't know how it's going to handle. From what I've seen in other videos, guys in the UK using them on carpet, people seem to really like it. Other kits that you can get out there that you could technically run in spec class racing would be like a Kyosho Phaser, as I said, the Tamiya series, the TT02s, other Tamiya kits as well. There's some other stuff out there from Serpent. You got to really dig around. But these I found are really easily accessible. So I picked up two, and I'm excited to get into some stock class on-road racing. I used to run 12th scale back in the day in the 90s with an RC12, so I do have a decent amount of on-road experience, but I've never raced asphalt outside. Some would say it's the original RC racing, parking lot racing. So we're building them up pretty inexpensive. I'm throwing a ProTech 140T in here. I've got some inexpensive 2S batteries from AliExpress. Top tip, this is my way of, racing. A lot of guys will break the bank by getting, premium crazy batteries. And there's nothing wrong with that. You do notice a difference if you're racing mod, but if you're racing stock, you don't need anything too special. So you can definitely save some money on some batteries so you can actually race. Something interesting, it came with the grease for the diffs, so I did not do that. I read a few forums and I figured, I'll throw some like 1000, 2000 silicone in the rear, and up front, you typically want to throw in something heavier. I've got some 125,000. So I'll start with like an 80 and then I'll move up. This is box stock. I'm just going to follow that. The only thing I've changed is oil in the diffs, which is what you should do anyway. So in stock class racing, pretty popular tires are the USGT. They've just got like a minor tread pattern here. So I've got a couple different pre-glued sets of those. Grab that classic white rim, black versions. We're gonna run some TDK Edge traction compound. Excited to try this stuff. I pretty much did the on-road starter pack. So TDK Edge, some on-road tires, a couple kits. I know it seems like a lot, but it's actually not that much money to get into racing. So I'm kind of, picking my battles here, putting the money in where I need it. Obviously, I need spec class tires. You cannot run anything but the spec class tires. So with us, it's like the HPI equivalent or the USGT tires. There's a couple other ones as well. So you can run that. I'm going to be running 21.5. So I got that just stock 21.5 combo. I've got a couple of those. I've got one in a buggy, so we'll throw it in one of these, and then we've got a new one. So matching setups there. You do have to run blinky mode. That's perfect. The just stock comes as blinky mode, and blinky mode, for those who don't know, essentially you can't really mod the boost on the ESC. Can't add any timing, any extra speed via adjusting the ESC. And then the motor is a 21.5 just stock fixed end bell, so you cannot adjust any timing. And of course it is censored. So yeah, so that makes it even playing field out there. Everybody's going to be running essentially a 21.5 non-timing adjustable, non-boost blinky mode ESC, and it really comes down to the driving. And that's why on-road, I feel, is an excellent way to gauge your actual driving abilities. With off-road, you can hit a jump, you can kind of come off of it sideways and crash in it, and that's all part of off-road. If you want to just really work at lap times and consistency, you're still going to have variables in on-road. It'd be, temperatures, car setup, things like that. But where there's no jumps and it's just you against the clock and or other racers, and there are no jumps, it allows you to kind of really see where you're at with your driving. Also, on-road really does help you get better at off-road racing. It really teaches you how to, hit that apex of that corner, hit those corners as best as possible so you can carry all that speed. And it definitely transfers through in off-road. So one thing I could suggest, just, I know we're talking about this, but one thing I can suggest, if you race off-road and you've never raced on-road before, get into it as inexpensive as possible, like I am. Give it a season, try, and then when you go back to your off-road, man, you'll see. Even running mini Zs, if you can find a mini Z track, they actually help a lot. So I've noticed my practicing with mini Zs and then going out racing off-road, it definitely keeps me a little sharper than I normally would be. But anyway, I'm really stoked on this. This is just a stock gearing. It comes with like a 30 tooth pinion and an 80 something, I forget. You're gonna have to look in the manual. One thing it does not come with is sway bar set. So through some research, I found that it's a mix of BD9 and BD10 sway bar kits. So I'm going to do a bunch of videos on the on-road journey some videos coming up of painting, you know, the Cadillac body. We also got the Venturi from Protoform, sort of like a McLaren-esque kind of thing. Do up some nice paint jobs for those. So those will be some videos coming up. So stay tuned. I am going to be doing some videos on finishing this up, the bodies, the electronics. Yeah, and then we'll hit up the track and I'll show you some really nice on-road racing. There's some gas on-road racing that we do at that club, so definitely some awesome footage coming up for that. So stay tuned. You will see 2 new on-road cars coming, and we'll get some footage of the build-up, various aspects of painting the body and everything else. So thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. It is really hard getting to 1,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate everybody who has subscribed. And yeah, we'll just go through the RC journey together. Thank you.